Hi, everybody. This is George Foshin of Call Realty, Best Palos Verdes Homes, and this is the June 2018 Palos Verdes real estate market update. And if you're new to this format, what you'll do is first go to my website, bestpalosverdeshomes.com, and then hover your mouse over Sellers right here and click Palos Verdes Real Estate Trends video. Now, the basis of my analysis is all in the effects of supply and demand because real estate is no different than any other commodity. Many of you have heard me say this time and time and time again, but it's so true. And if you don't understand the economic principle of supply and demand, you're going to be lost, and you're going to make some pretty serious mistakes that are going to cost you tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. I analyze the Palos Verdes market into these sections: Palos Verdes Estates, the Peninsula, the Greater South Bay, Rancho PV, Rolling Hills Estates, and Rolling Hills. And you'll see that each of the markets are behaving a little bit differently in terms of what supply and demand is doing to the underlying unsold inventory index. The unsold inventory index is what is giving you the number of days of unsold inventory. How many days will it take to sell existing supplies even without any new listings coming on the market? And the bigger the number, the worse the market is for sellers. The smaller the number, the better it is for sellers. So let's take a look at what's happening in Palos Verdes Estates. Supplies are down from last year, 8.33%, but so is demand. But demand isn't as down as is supply, so the net effect is that there is less unsold inventory on the market. So net effect, the market is doing a little bit better now compared to last year during the same time period, not because demand has increased, but supplies have decreased more than has demand. So it's really interesting to understand the interplay here. So I do that for each of the markets, and wherever you're at, just kind of take a look and see what's going on for you. Putting it into a graphical picture form, let's scroll back a couple of places here. So let's take a look at what's going on with Rancho Palos Verdes. 221 days of unsold inventory, better than last year this time, December through May, but not as good as the immediately preceding period of time here. So market has slowed just a tiny bit for Rancho Palos Verdes. For Rolling Hills, wow, big trouble. 638 days of unsold inventory on the market. The number of listings, let's take a look at that. The number of listings increased, or supply, almost 35%. That's huge. And at the same time, demand, evidenced by pending sale volume, dropped 8%. So it's no wonder that we had these real poor numbers for sellers in Rolling Hills. It's rough. I mean, if you're a seller, you've got to be thinking, what price am I going to have to place on my home to create value in the minds of buyers so that my home is the one that sells next and not the one 638 days from now? Let me tell you something. There are plenty of agents out there that are going to buy your listing and tell you a number that you want to hear just so that they can get the listing. Don't fall prey to that. That's quicksand. Next, Rolling Hills Estates, 230 days of unsold inventory, better than last year, but slightly elevated from the 6-month period immediately preceding. Palos Verdes Estates, a better number than last year during the same 6-month period of time, but a kind of a bump up from the preceding 6 months. So we see the trend here across all of the cities. The markets are better than last year, but there's it's a little bumpy. It's a little bumpy out there. Palos Verdes Peninsula as a whole, same story here. 248 days of unsold inventory, less than last year, but more than the preceding 6-month period of time. You can use the contact button down here in the bottom left to get a hold of me or book an appointment. You can use the chat bot here for my artificial intelligence bot, so it's kind of fun to use. Just type a message, ask a question, and see what it does to you. By the way, now these are more macro markets, right? We're talking about the entire cities. What if you wanted to know what's going on in your immediate neighborhood? Well, that's easy. Just go to all areas, hover your mouse over all areas, and let's pretend you lived in the Los Verdes area. You'd click that, and wait a second for that to load. There you go. This will be live listings. This will update real time every time you visit. And here's the magic. This is what's really important. This is the number of months of unsold inventory over a 10-year period of time. And you can see that for Rancho Palos Verdes, there's a almost 3 months of unsold inventory is calculated by this matrix. But here, only 1.1 month of unsold inventory for Los Verdes. Los Verdes is doing incredibly well. Very strong seller's market here. Lower highs, lower lows. The trends are for continued improvement. And this chart here is from a independent third-party real estate research think tank. So give that a look as well. And demographics for the micro markets there, and recent sales. So you'll find this pattern in every one of these micro markets. So that's how to get sharp on what's going on. Okay. It's a lot of information. I can always do a online screen share, go to meeting, and we can discuss the effects of this data and what it means to your home's value and how it's changing, online or in person, whatever is convenient for you. Thanks for your time very much, and talk to you soon.